Welcome to Die Management Software, brought to you by Dynamic MIS Software. Our Die Management module is just one piece of our software toolbox that offers many cost and time-saving features to print finishers, trade binderies, die makers, and other users of dies and foils. The Die Management program can also be used in the Dynamic MIS Software's fully integrated estimating, management information, and e-commerce software systems designed specifically for print finishers, trade binderies, and die makers. Although there are many benefits and features of the dynamic die management system, the main cost and time-saving benefits are: 1. Ability to easily track and find dies, resulting in thousands of dollars of savings because dies that already exist are not remade. 2. Tracking the die's use ensures that we are aware of the number of impressions recorded against the die, and resharpening can be done before the job starts, thereby avoiding costly stoppages during the production run. 3. Documentation of die disposal avoids costly searches or recreation of dies because proof of die disposal is not available. Let's explore these benefits and other features of the Dynamic Die Management software system. The Dynamic Die Management software allows you to enter a great deal of information against each die, including a die line image. This die line image can be made larger by simply clicking on the Image button. These images can be integrated from third-party CAD/CAM systems. When you are finished looking at this die line, we can simply close the window. The Dynamic Die Management software system also allows a lot of other information to be recorded about each die. It allows a description, the die type, type of metal. This also allows us to record brass, copper, magnesium, so that we can also use the software for our foil and embossing dies. It allows us to record the size of the die, whether there are any pockets, the shape of the die, any shape comments, the open length and width of the die, the finished length and width of the product that this die produces, whether there are any gussets, the press sheet size that this die was intended to be used with, who owns the die, where the die was manufactured, the date the die was manufactured, the storage area where this die can be found, and then further definition of the storage area with a location. The software also records all the information about the die's last usage, including the date, the time, the job number, the employee that last used this die, and the press it was last used on. The software also allows you to record the disposal date and a description of how and why this die was disposed of. Down at the bottom, we find our impression information. A complete record of all impressions is kept. It lists the impressions during the last run, the total impressions since the last sharpening, and the total impressions for the complete history of this die. In order to use our system, we first want to create a barcode to place on the die for easy tracking. In order to do this, we click on the barcode button, and the system will generate a barcode with all the information contained within it. To close this window, we just press the close button. Once we have barcodes on all our dies, we can now find dies very easily. To find a die, we simply click on the Select button. This brings up a criteria window that allows us to enter information that will help narrow down the number of dies that we need to look through. Let's say the customer has requested a die that has a finished length somewhere between 4 and 4.5 inches and a finished width between 6 and 6.5 inches. By simply entering that information and pressing OK, the software will now find a die that meets that criteria. Once you find the die, you can check the impressions that have been used on this die to see if it needs resharpening. And you can find the storage area and the exact location where you can find that die. But how do we know that die will be there? Dynamic forces proper removal and return procedures for all dies. If I want to remove this die, I must select Take Out. I must enter the job number that I'm going to use this die on. I must put in my employee name. I must enter the press that this die is going to be used on. And note the software records the date and time of this withdrawal. Once that's complete, I click on OK. The employee would now use that die, and when complete, would put the die back into the system. To put the die back into the system, we click on the Put Back button. Software requires the employee enter their name, software records the date and time that the die has been placed back into the system. The employee must enter how many impressions he used this die for on this job and whether he resharpened it. The software will also request that the employee enter the storage area and the exact location where he is placing that die back. When he's entered that information, he can click on OK. Note at the bottom of the screen, the impression information is updated. It now records the 10,000 impressions on this job, 60,000 total impressions since this die was last sharpened, and 85,000 total impressions for the entire life of this die. Also, if we look at the last used information, the software has updated this for today's date, time, job number, employee, and press. If I want to see a history of this die, I can click on the History button, and I will now receive a complete history of this die's usage with total impressions. If I want to get rid of this die, I simply click on the Dispose button. The software will request that we put in an explanation of why and how we got rid of this. We can type in sent back to customer. It records the employee that got rid of the die, and it records the date and the time that this die was disposed of. This has been a demo of the Dynamic Software Die Management Program. It provides tremendous savings by accessing dies that already exist, avoids production delays, and organizing dies for easy reference. If you would like more information on the standalone software tool or information on any other software tools or the Dynamic Integrated Software System, then please check our website at www.dynamicmis.com or call us at 1-800-461-8114. Thank you.